Imagine a Shaolin warrior facing off against bandits with his famous staff skills. But wait, they have armour that's going to protect them from blunt strikes. Well, Shaolin uses many other weapons too. This is all well and good, but what happens if you become disarmed? What does the Shaolin monk do? He uses Lao Ben Chui, a rare form containing a number of concepts not commonly practiced anymore. Lao Ben Chui is a very old Shaolin form, intended for unarmed combat against opponents wearing armour. Because of this, I like to think of it as the Shaolin version of Jiu Jitsu. Unusually for the common perception of Shaolin fighting, it was meant to be used whilst wearing armour too. Not only was Shaolin Kung Fu practiced by lay people throughout its history, but monks were regularly called upon to fight in battles, meaning that Shaolin practitioners would fight against and in armour. Lao Ben Chui can be translated as Old Basic Fist, or Old Source Fist. And although some of the movements are complex, the strategies are pretty simple. Smash your opponent.
And Hulk. Smash.
It was suggested in Shahar's book The Shaolin Monastery that published works indicate Shaolin didn't practice hand combat prior to the early 1600s, and that it was not considered important in warfare. There are plenty of examples from around the world of the contrary, however, and the existence of this form certainly supports the idea that Shaolin practitioners, whether within the temple or not, were training it for use on the battlefield. To pick just two moves, this shushing is best done with a gauntlet to protect your hand, and this throw exploits the spiked helmets common in medieval China. There are plenty of reasons to think that hand combat was part of Shaolin practice earlier than 1600 too. This form is just one of them. Lao Ben Chui is practiced by the Western Courtyard sect of Shaolin, or Shi Yuan Pai. Within Nan Yuan Pai, there is another version of this form known as Renshou Tongbei Chui, which uses the same form poem for its structure, but some different techniques. These sects separated nearly 500 years ago, suggesting that the origins of this form could be at least that old, and well before the supposed start of Shaolin unarmed training. The second road of this form even contains Arti Jiao and Shungfeng Jiao, demonstrating the long history of these techniques, which are sometimes assumed to be modern additions to Shaolin. There is a lot in Shaolin that's older than you might think, and there's much which is no longer practiced. If you'd like to learn more about the traditional concepts that are in this form and how they pertain to stances and footwork, or if you just want to improve your stances in general, check out the link down in the description below to get my new Shaolin stance guide.